So quite strong for you folks up here in Major County. This is definitely serious. Just to the west through north of Fairview. Cleo Springs, Orienta, heads up for you. And that's exactly where that is tracking right now. So one tornado warning in our state. You can clearly see the size of that rotation. Got a strong mesocyclone there with a couplet right there in the middle of high velocity. So that's likely a tornado. Mike Bennett there is closing in from the Lahoma area, looking out to his west. So you folks just to the west through north of Fairview. Dangerous situation here, kind of in ranch land out here just to the west of Fairview now. But again, heads up for Cleo Springs and Orienta both. Cleo Springs and Orienta both here, and then up toward Carmen and Helena, Gulfstream, Jet, Nash, up in Alfalfa County. Looking at the swirl here on radar, looks to be a very intense mesocyclone with even a little bit of a developing potential debris signature. Little debris signature there trying to make an appearance in that rotation there just on the western sides of Fairview. So it's got baseballs with it moving northeast at around 38 to 40 miles an hour. So the mesocyclone is the red and the green. The tornado itself is where the hot red and the hot green there going to blue go together. So it does look tornadic here, just about 4 miles to the west now of Fairview. No travel to the west of Fairview at all. Dangerous here. Cleo Springs and Orienta, Cleo Springs in particular. You see it's coming into view right here. So red line, center line for Cleo Springs, and then Helena. See that? Helena. So if you're just now joining us, dangerous situation in Major County. Heads up for you folks in Alfalfa County. We'll zoom on in, and there's Cleo Springs. There's Orienta. We'll see the rotation come into view here momentarily. But again, Orienta, heads up for you, Cleo Springs. If you know anybody in Cleo Springs and Orienta, call them. Make sure they know. This rotation there is quite intense. See that? Hot red, very hot green going to blue there. That is likely a tornado there and showing some indication of a debris signature there starting to form to the west of Fairview. So heads up, dangerous situation there. That's in Major County. One tornado warning. Got a hailer here on the southeast side of Alva. That's going to track just to the east of Alva for you folks in Woods County, up toward Burlington and Driftwood in northern Alfalfa County. As that moves to the north-northeast around 40 miles per hour, about to travel into the Burlington area right now. And a dangerous supercell with baseballs and a likely tornado now about 4 miles to the west of Fairview. Let's go back over to Connor Toon, checking with Mike Bennett here momentarily as well. Let's go to Connor Toon in Beckham County. Connor?
Yeah, Mike, we're just pulling into the town of Sayre. This storm is still pretty intense. It may have come down in intensity a little bit just in the last few minutes. That hail core kind of came down, and the cloud-to-ground lightning I've noticed come down a little bit. But overall, a real uptick in intensity here in western Oklahoma over the last 15, 20 minutes. Back to you.
Okay, very good. Let's go back over to radar here and show you what we have going on right now. By far the most dangerous storm in the state is this one coming up here on the west side of Fairview. It will likely travel just to the west of Fairview. You folks in Fairview, they're on the edge of the tornado warning. But big time heads up for Cleo Springs and Orienta. It's red line, center line for Cleo Springs. And the motion pretty quickly here to the northeast at 38 miles per hour. So indications are that it is a tornado on the ground. The rotation's very large. The velocities inside of the mesocyclone are intense. And it's gate to gate, or like two parts of a gate swinging each side. So it does look like it is tornadic clearly right there. That appears to be a decently strong tornado signature right here. Indications of a little bit of a debris signature trying to form also to the west of Fairview. It will likely travel just to the west of Fairview, but red line, center line, you see it's coming into view there for Cleo Springs. See that? So call anybody that you know in Cleo Springs and Orienta. Call them. And also up in Helena and southern Alfalfa County, not too far from Carmen. Helena in particular, Carmen, yes. Call them and let them know also. Make sure they're aware of what's going on. Out of Major County into Alfalfa County. Dangerous situation right here. Looks to be a significantly strong tornado. We'll zoom on in. There's Orienta. There's Cleo Springs. And the tornado is about 4.5 miles to the west of Fairview. It's not turning toward Fairview. If anything, it's turning a little bit more to the north-northeast. but it appears to be red line, center line for Cleo Springs. Orienta, very close to you also, dangerously close. You're in the tornado warning. From there up into Alfalfa County is where that's tracking. Looks to be very much a decent-sized tornado signature right there. Baseball-size hail also. It's got a huge hail. Hook with it also. Again, Cleo Springs up into Aileen, Cleo Springs, Aileen, Carmen, Helena, Goltrajet, Nash, Alfalfa County. Dangerous situation here, zooming on out. There's Carmen, Helena, Aileen, Cleo Springs, Orienta. The hook here just about 5 miles. It's really moving almost northeast, so about 5 miles due west of Fairview right now. And it's moving up into eventually Alfalfa County out of Major County. Got a hailer there on the southeastern sides of Alva, eastern sides of Alva, heading up toward Burlington right now. One tornado warning. It's this one right here, about 5 miles to the west of Fairview. Likely tornado. Back out to Beckham County with Connor Toon. Connor?
Yeah, Mike, we're still watching this supercell here that's over the town of Sayre, over maybe just a little bit north of the town of Sayre, that hail core is. In the flashes of lightning, you can see this structure. It's a really pronounced base. I mean, it's got a lot of curvature to it. That tells me that this storm, it's got rotation that can up the hail sizes. So pretty intense storm over I-40 in the town of Sayre right now. Mike, back to you.
Tell me about the trends on that, Connor, the trend of that supercell out in Beckham County.
It's not moving real fast, Mike. It keeps kind of curving around. That southwest flank will kind of curve around. The hail size will pick back up over I-40 and northwest of 40. But it's right here on us, just to our north. Again, we're on the southern flank of that storm with the camera pointed at it. So hopefully a few flashes of lightning can give you a peek at that structure. Back to you.
Okay. Going back over here to Major County, we'll check with Mike Bennett here momentarily. So we have one really large, well-organized supercell here. It's got a great big deep hook on it. West of Fairview, again, heads up for Cleo Springs. Nighttime tornadoes, this is a dangerous situation. And the rotation on this is very large. The mesocyclone's quite large. Inside of that, there's a big tornado vortex signature with it. And the hook continues to intensify. Completely well-balanced, strong rotating mesocyclone with appears to be a decent-sized tornado inside of that. So tornado very, very likely. We're getting indications of debris signature from time to time. 5 miles, 5.5 miles to the west of Fairview. Look where it's going here, right? Cleo Springs and Aileen. So out of Major County here at the river, up into Alfalfa County. So heads up for you folks. There's the debris detector right there. You look for these colors that go to yellow and blue. So there's west of Fairview, the yellow and blue areas for the possibility of seeing debris signature here and strong indications of seeing some debris right there in that storm in Major County. Again, giant mesocyclone with it heading up here toward Cleo Springs and Aileen, just to the west through northwest now of Fairview, and indications are of a debris signature with it. So a dangerous situation here for Major County. Zooming on in, there's Cleo Springs, there's Orienta, and here comes the mesocyclone. So right up here toward Orienta and Cleo Springs in particular, red line, center line for you folks in Major County. Big hook with it, big strong hook. Orienta here about 8:30 or so, 9 minutes from now. Cleo Springs in about 12 minutes from right now, not very long. Aileen in about 17 minutes, 18, 19, 20 minutes from right now. Carmen, Helena, Goltry, Cherokee, Alfalfa County. So heads up for you folks, it is heading your way. And it's got at least baseballs with it, 2.75, maybe a little bit bigger. So it's got giant hail with it. And that is one impressive supercell there. Let's go back to Connor Toon update here for you folks in Beckham County. Connor?
Okay, I see you up there. Yeah, Mike, we're moving north on 283. We're going to be pulling into Sayre now. This storm has really picked up in the last few minutes. I've got southeast winds that aren't just cranking from the low-level jet. I'm going to say I think this is straight inflow into this storm now. So north of the town of Sayre, there's on radar and visually, I'd say a pretty good mesocyclone, a notch. So this storm over the town of Sayre, north of the town of Sayre, is intense right now. Mike, back to you.
Okay, lightning rates. What have those lightning rates done?
Mike, the lightning rates have stayed pretty consistent. It seems like it'll cycle a little bit. The lightning rates will come down, and then as it picks back up in intensity, those cloud-to-ground lightning strikes pick up. So it's sort of a cycling and evolving cell right now. Mike, back to you.
Okay, very good. Let's go back over to radar here, give you an overview. Dangerous situation here west through north of Fairview, heading for Cleo Springs. Can't emphasize it enough. Giant deep hook with it. Likely a tornado, looks to be a significant tornado. Debris signature is also there, confirming tornado on the ground. So just northwest of Fairview, again, everybody in Cleo Springs should be in their safe spot. Storm cellar, basement, below ground if you can. Mobile homes will not be safe in tornadic winds. This could be a strong tornado, looks pretty large too. So very dangerous here for Cleo Springs. Look at the hook there with a bit of a debris signature right where the tornado is located. So we got a hailer up here northeast of Alva near Burlington. That's moving up into Kansas. Not a problem there. Hail with that's about golf balls up there in northern Alfalfa County. And a giant supercell here with a likely large tornado with a debris signature embedded right there where it should be, right where the hook is wrapping around. So heading up for Cleo Springs, Orienta here on the south side of Cleo Springs, very close to you or just to your west, just to your west. So Cleo Springs, Aileen, Cleo Springs, everybody up here should know. Dangerous, dangerous situation here. You see the mesocyclone continues quite large with occasional debris signature there heading up toward Cleo Springs. You look for the colors here going to basically blue. So you look for the blue signatures in through here for lofted debris, and we're showing at least some light debris. Appears to be light debris being lofted right there. So likely tornado on the ground. So Cleo Springs heading right for you. Aileen and up toward Carmen and Helena, Goltry, Jet, Nash. Helena, Goltry, Jet, Nash, Aileen, Cleo Springs, Orienta here and very close to you. That circulation is just simply gigantic. Very large. Dangerous, dangerous storm right here. So you folks in Cleo Springs, everybody should be in their safe spot. Everybody needs to know. If you have friends or loved ones there, call them, text them, do that now, make sure they know. Nighttime tornadoes, very, very dangerous here for Orienta and Cleo Springs, Oklahoma in Major County. Look at that hook, big giant hook. Orienta, Cleo Springs, there's your time of arrival. These times are sooner, it's 8:25 right now. Cleo Springs about 8:38, 8:40, so we're talking about 13 minutes from right now. Not very much time, leaving 11, 12 minutes. Moving northeasterly, northeasterly between 38 and 40 miles per hour. And it's got baseballs with it as well. So dangerous situation. Can't say it enough times for you folks in Orienta and Cleo Springs. Let's go back over to Connor Toon. This supercell continues with at least golf balls with it north of Sayre and just to the west of Elk City with an update here. Connor?
Yeah, Mike, we're just south of the town of Sayre. We're looking at kind of a sharp lowering. We're going to be really close to it. This lowering, kind of the edge of the storm is wrapping around pretty much right over the town of Sayre to maybe a little northwest of town. And the town's lights, I really think is going to illuminate this structure that's ahead of us here. It's a pretty low base, kind of a sharp nub lowering. Really close to us. Again, this is going to be really, really close, maybe just northwest of the town of Sayre right now. Mike, back to you.
So the trend on that is definitely up. Is that true?
Yeah, visually and the inflow, again, has really picked up on this in this storm. It's a warm, moist wind at our back that's feeding into the storm. And again, it does keep presenting this kind of these structure. Once the lightning illuminates it, you'll see these nub lowerings in what I think is a big bowl wall cloud, basically over to just north of the town of Sayre. Mike, right now, back to you.
Okay, and your inflow is increasing, right?
Yes, definitely on that. Definitely an increase in that southeasterly warm winds into the storm. Back to you.
Okay, so here's the time of arrival on that one that Connor's talking about right there. It's not tornado warned, but it is a supercell. So moving northeasterly between 35 and 40. So we're talking about going up into western Custer County here. So Hammond, Butler, the lake, Foss Lake, Custer City, Putnam is where that's tracking. So stay alert. Conditions are favorable for tornadic activity in western Oklahoma. The tornado watch continues. even potential for a few strong tornadoes, and there has been a decent tornado, sure looks like it, with debris being lofted just to the west of Fairview and Major County. So here's for you folks in western Oklahoma. These are all hailers right here. These are all hailers, lots of golf balls. Then we have baseball size hail again coming into Cleo Springs. Time of arrival for that. This is the one that has the tornado with it. So Cleo Springs here coming up very soon here, about 8:40 or so. We're talking about 11 minutes from right now, so not very far down the road here. Aileen, Carmen, Helena, Goldtree, Cherokee by around 9:15 or so this evening. So again, zoomed in here, this is velocity. So there's Cleo Springs, there's Orienta, and here comes the likely tornado right here. We'll zoom out. It's got a giant mesocyclone with it, with right there in the middle of it, strong motion each direction as the radar beam is shooting through what appears to be the tornado vortex. So this is, cannot emphasize how dangerous this is. Coming on up here, look at the hot red. Look at the hot red. Focused right into the middle of that. That's the wind being yanked around the vortex of the tornado. That's what Doppler looks like when it does that. So, red line, center line for Cleo Springs. Very, very dangerous. Zooming on in, Cleo Springs here, and you see exactly where that is tracking right up there into the Cleo Springs area. We need this to lift before it makes Cleo Springs. Everybody in Cleo Springs should be in their safe spot. And the debris detector there going more to blue, indicating, looks like light lofted debris there. Here's the shear tracker, the shear detector showing the path of the likely tornado, and you can see exactly where it's going. The path of the likely tornado right toward Cleo Springs. Again, there's the velocity again, and look at the hook. My goodness, so dangerous. Big scorpion tail now with a stinger. Big scorpion tail here. Likely significant tornado. Could be significant. We're talking significant velocities here. Very, very dangerous. Everybody in Cleo Springs, your lives could be in danger. So you need to be in that safe spot. Lowest level you can. Mobile homes will not be safe. It's going to travel to the northwest of Fairview, but look at that hook. Showing really strong motion here in that mesocyclone with baseballs here just to the southwest and west of Cleo Springs. And we need this to lift. Coming right into Cleo Springs right here. So anybody you know in Cleo Springs or around Cleo Springs, mobile homes, make sure they know this is life-threatening in Major County. For you folks in Major County, Cleo Springs, Orienta, and then from there up into Alfalfa County, Aileen, Carmen, Helena, Goldtree, Jet, Nash. Look at the hook. It's what you don't want to see. Classic violent tornado signature. That's what this is. Look at that. So dangerous. And look how it's changed just in the past 5 minutes. We need this to lift. Cleo Springs, your lives are in danger. Mobile homes will be totally unsafe. Interior closet or bathroom, do the best you can. Below ground, storm cellar, basement. If your neighbor has a storm cellar or basement right next door to you, go there. Do it. We need it to lift. Giant hook, likely a large, potentially violent tornado with a debris ball detected. There's the track of the tornado there heading right into Cleo Springs. There's your debris right there. That's the tornado right there, the dark blue coming right into Cleo Springs. So we need this to lift. Let's go quick update here with Connor Toon for you folks in Beckham County. Mike Bennett coming up too.
Yeah, Mike, we were right at the on-ramp for I-40 in the town of Sayre, and we're looking straight north. We've got the camera pointing straight north at a wall cloud. Pretty pronounced lowerings that keep kind of cycling. These nub appendages keep popping out of the bottom of the storm. This is the same sort of environment as the storm that's producing the tornado to our northeast. So folks here in Sayre and along I-40 need to be paying attention to this storm as well. Back to you.
Okay, let's go to Mike Bennett. Mike Bennett is between Lahoma and Cleo Springs right now. An update looking at the storm right out his front windshield. Mike?
Yeah, okay, Mike. Yeah, we're closed in on it. Right now, I'm just far enough away I can't see structure with it yet, but there is a lot of lightning with it. And so we should be in position where we start seeing structure. And if there's a tornado on the ground, we should be able to see it here in about probably 15 minutes or maybe less. Back to you.
Okay, so we need this to lift. It is turning a little bit more to the northeast, which is good. Mike Bennett here between Cleo Springs and Lahoma. Let's go back over to radar here. And the tornado is turning a little bit more to the north-northeast. Classic, potentially violent tornado signature right there. Look at that structure. Structure's just out of sight, over the top. Big swirl, stinger tail, scorpion tail, violent velocities in it. Hailer there traveling into Kansas, not a problem there, going up past Burlington. But then you take a look here. We need it to definitely stay west of Cleo Springs. It's going to be incredibly close. Zooming on in, here's Cleo Springs. There's the tornado. Doesn't get any more classic than that. It's definitely on the ground. We're showing debris being lofted. It is to the northwest of Fairview now by about 7 miles. But we need this to lift because it's going to wobble. That path is going to wobble back and forth. And it made a little wobble to the northeast, but now it looks like it's wobbling more to the northeast. So this path is going to go back and forth. But it looks like it's red line, center line for Cleo Springs. So again, can't stress it enough. Everybody in Cleo Springs has got to be in their safest spot they know. Mobile homes will be very dangerous. Below ground, interior closet or bathroom away from windows. Do the best you can. Neighbors know neighbors in Cleo Springs. If you've got a storm cellar right next door, you need to go there right now. This is dangerous. It needs to lift. Here comes the hook. Here comes the tornado. Orienta, very close. Red line, center line here for Cleo Springs. There's baseballs west of Cleo Springs right now. Indications of a large tornado right there, big. The mesocyclone is just giant, very large. There's the path of the tornado. You see exactly where it's going there. It needs to lift. Let's go back over to Mike Bennett. Again, life-threatening situation in Cleo Springs, you folks. Got to be safe.
The Orienta Y will be.
Go, Mike Bennett.
Okay, Mike. Mike. Yeah, we're closing in on it. We're coming up on Mino right now, and we're in a construction zone. It's got to be a little slowed down, but we should be able to see some structure here in a little bit. We're just kind of watching the horizon, which is where the base of the rain-free base is going to be, where the wall cloud is going to be, where the tornado is going to be. It's going to be on the horizon with the distance that we are from it. And right now, we're not seeing anything in terms of structure where I could give you a clear picture of what's happening. But I'll tell you this, based on the lightning, Mike, this is a very, very intense storm. A lot of cloud-to-ground lightning, a lot of cloud-to-cloud lightning. And so when we get there, it should be, we should have a lot of lightning to help us light the base of the cloud up where we can see it. But anyway, I just recommend everybody in Cleo Springs and then, later on, Aleen, take cover. Be ready for it. Back to you.
Okay, you folks in Orienta, it's going to be extremely close. The Orienta Y. Let's zoom on in here. This is so dangerous, so dangerous. This is why we're here. Everybody needs to know this is so dangerous. The Orienta Y, Orienta, Cleo Springs. There's Cleo Springs. Here's Orienta. That goes southbound into Fairview. Here's the tornado. Very close to Orienta here. Maybe a mile or two to the west, but not by much. It's way too close. So everybody in Orienta up to Cleo Springs, incredibly dangerous, life-threatening tornado ongoing in Major County. Look at the hook. Look at the debris signature, the ball, the debris ball coming up on Cleo Springs here in just a couple of minutes from right now. And then from there, Carmen, Helena, Goltree, Cherokee, incredibly dangerous. Looks to be a large tornado. We are showing debris lofted. The Orienta Y, Orienta, Cleo Springs. There's the debris signature right there, the dark blue. And it is still on the ground heading directly into Cleo Springs. Tried to wobble a little bit to the west of Cleo Springs, but now it's been wobbling back. You see the wobble here back toward Cleo Springs, and even right there on the west side or very close to Orienta. Again, there's the velocity again, incredibly dangerous. There's Orienta, there's Cleo Springs, and here comes the tornado. Just on the west side of Orienta right now. It's large. Could easily be Tough to speculate, but based on velocities, could easily be a quarter-mile wide or bigger tornado. Let's go to Mike Bennett. Mike?
Okay, Mike, yeah, we're getting ready to come out of the construction zone here. I'll be able to kick it back up. But I'll tell you this, Mike, I know I'm very familiar with that area out there, and there's a lot of ranch land, a lot of farmhouses that live out there just west of Fairview, out in the Glass Mountains area, out in the Cheyenne Valley area. And so hopefully everything's going to be okay there. There hasn't been any damage so far, but it sure doesn't look good for, Orienta, Cleo Springs. And so we're just about ready to, we'll be able to kick it up here and get up there. But, hang on, Mike.
Yes,
had law enforcement going around me here. Okay.
Mike, if you see any power flashes to your west?
I have not, Mike. We've been watching for that and have not seen any power flashes. But I've got three, I suppose maybe OHP or county units are just went around us, and they're heading that way now. So we're going to be trailing in behind them somewhat. But anyway, I have not seen any power flashes, but we're going to be watching for that. Back to you.
Okay, so incredibly, incredibly dangerous. The tornado appears to be on the western sides of Orienta. So if you're just now joining us, ongoing tornado looks to be significant. Strong tornado looks likely, not impossible. It's a violent tornado. This is up in Major County. It's heading up into Alfalfa County, heads up for you folks in Helena, Jet, and Gultree. And then from there, west of Pond Creek and west of Carrier, up toward eventually Wakita. Classic Supercell, giant hook, scorpion tail stinger. Let's go back to radar, come back to Mike Bennett here momentarily, because he's looking basically right where it is. So here's Cleo Springs, and Mike Bennett is just to the east of Cleo Springs. He's about right here. So it's just on the west side of Orienta right now, the Orienta Y right here, Orienta Y, there's Orienta. The tornado here, showing two signatures now. There's two velocity signatures. There may be a cycle taking place or an effort for a cycle to take place. Not impossible to have two on the ground at the same time here. One just on the west side of Orienta, the other one tucked a little bit further back to the west. See the size of the rotation there? It's so large, with right in the middle a big tornado vortex signature with lofting debris. There's the path of the tornado. So we're heading right into Cleo Springs. Go back to Mike Bennett. Updated tornado warning, red line, center line for Helena. You folks in Alfalfa County, heads up. Call or text the folks up there in Alfalfa County, especially in and around Helena. Go Mike Bennett.
Okay, Mike, yeah, we're passing through Ringwood right now. Still no visibility obstruction, but I'm looking at GR level 3, Mike, and we're actually going to be driving into the rain here shortly as this thing lifts to the northeast across the Highway 412 here. Then for just a little bit, we're going to be in probably some heavy rain, so that may hamper my ability to see structure for just a little bit till it lifts a little bit further north. Because right now the mesocyclone appears to be south of Highway 412 just a ways. We got the river here, okay, so that kind of messes up some road options to the south. So I'm just going to have to kind of wait for it to lift north up towards Cleo Springs, and possibly I might be able to get to Orienta and see some structure, but I think it might be at Cleo Springs by the time I get there. So we're going to just kind of weigh all that and figure out road options. But right now, I don't see any structure. We're cruising right along here, and probably will be in Cleo Springs in about I'm going to say 7 or 8 minutes. Back to you.
Okay, we need to pray for the folks in Cleo Springs. They know it's coming. They know that it's coming. Let's certainly hope they know, and they likely know. Folks have been calling them, texting them. They know it's coming. Nighttime tornado, it is a tornado. It's not a possible tornado. It is a tornado. And it's at least a strong tornado. Not impossible. It could be a violent tornado. It looks like it's a little smaller than it was a short while ago, but it may be equally as strong, maybe just not as big, the way the velocities look. Let's go back over to radar, check back with Mike Bennett. He's between Orienta and Cleo Springs and Ringwood right now. Just a absolutely textbook classic supercell signature here. Baseball size hail, large hail, southeast side of Carmen. You folks in Helena, same thing for you. Call them, Text them. Make sure they know. Mobile homes are going to be dangerous, unsafe. If your neighbor has a storm cellar, go there now. Basement, go there now. Safest place you know in Helena. Cleo Springs, absolutely now. Just a few minutes away. The tornado looks to be shrinking in size, but is likely still on the ground just southwest of Cleo Springs on the northwest side of Orienta. Still red line, center line for Cleo Springs. Let's go back over to Mike Bennett here. He's just on the east side of Cleo Springs. He's looking right at it. Go, Mike Bennett.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, we're getting close enough now, Mike. We may be able to start seeing some here, but I'm going to guess we are probably within 3 miles of Cleo Springs right now, maybe a couple of miles. We're a mile and a half. We're a mile and a half east of Cleo Springs. The upper part of it, I do believe I saw a debris cloud underneath it. And Mike, I tell you what, this thing is Cleo Springs. Be in your safe spot right now, because this thing very well could move right into Cleo Springs. It's just right outside of town right now, Mike. I'm going to say probably less than a mile southwest of town, based on what I'm seeing. It's real hard to judge. It's real hard to tell because it's dark, and we just don't have a lot of lightning. Well, we got a lot of lightning, but we got to have the right kind of lightning to light it up. But right now, it appears like it could start moving into Cleo Springs or very, very close to it. But right now, no power flashes. And, okay, I believe I just saw the cone again. A lot of rapid motion in there, Mike. Oh, yeah. A lot of rapid motion. Get the camera. Yeah, okay. We're trying to give you the best angle we can with the camera. I tell you what, Mike, the cloud base is practically dragging the ground. So there may be a very large tornado. I mean, I saw a cone, okay, a tube. And, I think we just had a power flashes, Mike. Yeah, got power flashes going on right now.
Yeah, so this is going to be impacting the western and northwestern sides of Cleo Springs based on those power flashes. You see those power flashes right there. We hope and pray everybody's safe. Power flashes, tornado going through part of Cleo Springs. Looks to be the west and northwest sides of town right now. Mike Bennett's looking at it here, our storm tracker live. It's very, very low to the ground. It's been a wedge tornado, a cone tornado. It looks like it's back to more of a wedge tornado right here. Power flashes. It's been ongoing, confirmed tornado now for about 15 minutes. Moving through portions of Cleo Springs right now. Hopefully everybody is in their safe spot. Go Mike Bennett.
Okay, yeah, Mike, I think we're back to, like you said, I think we're possibly back to a wedge because we had some low clouds that were just dragging the ground. We had a lot of trees between us and that spot, but it was just dragging the ground. You could see a lot of rapid motion in there, and it is, I believe it might be just moving maybe west side of Cleo Springs. Maybe it may just be, Cleo Springs is not a very big town. I don't know, how many acres it covers, but this thing may just be skirting the western edge of town. But there are people that live out there too. So I can think of right off the top of my head several farm homes that are just west and northwest. And this is, of course, is going to be tracking towards Alene also. So I think we're going to go ahead and move on up, Mike, because I think it might actually be moving just on the northern side of Cleo Springs now. And so we're going to go ahead and go in. Well, hang on just a minute. Yeah, we're showing the tornado now on the northwestern sides of Cleo Springs is where we're showing it right now. Let's go back over to radar here, take a look. Ongoing tornado warning here. It will go near and to the south and east of Helena. Red line, center line for Helena. So we're talking about Major County now going into Alfalfa County. The tornado here just on the northwest sides of Cleo Springs going up Highway 8. If you know anybody up on Highway 8, mobile home, ranch home, make sure they know. Anybody on Highway 8 between Cleo Springs and Helena and up toward McWillie, very small little town here, McWillie, make sure they know this has been an ongoing tornado now for about 20 minutes. It's been a wedge at times, a cone at times, back to a wedge. Power flashes just northwest of Cleo Springs about 3 minutes ago, going up Highway 8 north of Cleo Springs. Go back to Mike Bennett here live. Mike?
Copy that.
Sorry, Mike. Didn't know you was coming to me. Mike, I think we're going to go ahead and drift on into Cleo Springs. And we'll report any damage if we have any. But I think if there's going to be any damage based on our visual a while ago, it's going to be on the western side. And possibly just, it may have just barely missed Cleo Springs to the west. But we're going to go ahead and go through Cleo Springs now. I'll tell you this, Mike, Cleo Springs still has power. Okay, so that's a positive sign there, but we should have a pretty good shot of it here once we get through town and get away from some of these trees. But Mike, I tell you what, if it's on the ground right here, you're going to have a great shot of it here in a second, because we are on the south side of the mesocyclone. We're south of it, and I think the tornado sirens are going off in Cleo Springs. Of course, they would be, and but right now I'm not haven't had any power flashes since we reported. What was that, 2 or 3 minutes ago?
Notice how low these bases are. Look how low this mesocyclone is to the ground. Mike Bennett was talking about how the cloud material was basically coming right out of the trees. So the bases here are very, very low. So it's going to be difficult to see whether or not it's intermittently on the ground or not on the ground because the bases are so low. The mesocyclone is huge. You're looking at a portion of the mesocyclone here, but in the lightning flashes, you see elements here, what we call scud, which are likely rotating, literally coming basically right off the deck. So very low. Cleo Springs still has power. That's good news. Looks like it did travel on the west and northwest sides of town. Mike, are you north on Highway 8 now? It looks like it.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, we're on the north edge of town. I'm going to pull over here so I can get a better angle here on where the meso would be, where the tornado would be, and right now I'm not seeing anything, and unless it's right on top of us. And I don't believe it is. I think it's just north of town here, but right now I don't see anything on the ground, and I haven't seen a power flash in a while. And right, I got. All right.
Yeah. So you're looking north here on 8, and the cloud bases here are so low. Let's go back over to radar here and check out what we see here on velocity. So still looks like it could be on the ground. Mike, it's still to the west of 8, but not by much. Again, Aileen, just east of. Go Mike Bennett. Looks like it's still on the ground.
We're getting hit hard winds right here, Mike, and they are out of I believe they're out of the southeast. So we got inflow winds feeding into it. They just hit us. And, we're probably 50, 60 mile an hour winds just hit us suddenly. And the fire department is heading down a blacktop, heading west of Cleo Springs. So I don't know if they're out there going to do some damage surveys or if they know something was hit already. But the winds, the surface winds are feeding right into this thing. So if it's not still on the ground and it's back in that range somewhere, then this thing could actually be ramping back up, and we got RFD coming around on us, cutting into it to spin another one down. But anyway, right now, no, I just can't see anything on the ground, but I'm sure there's a lot of damage taking place in there, Mike.
Okay, let's go back over to radar here, and ongoing tornado warning. You folks in Aileen, it's trying to lift to the north toward you. It's basically paralleling Highway 8 on the west side of Highway 8. Everybody on 8 between Cleo Springs and Aileen got to be in your safe spot. Mobile homes will not be safe. Still on the ground right here, lifting due northward. And I'm going to go back to Mike Bennett here really quickly because he's looking right at it. There's Highway 8. Go back over to radar. We'll go back to Mike here in just a sec. So it's lifting almost due northward. There's McWillie, there's Aileen, and there's Helena. It's turned a little more due northerly now at around 30 miles an hour, but it looks to be still on the ground. Add on all your section line road numbers here. There's Aileen. See Highway 8. There's Aileen Blacktop right there going to Aileen. The tornado there on the west side of Highway 8, but not by very much. And the tornado went across west sides and northwest sides of Cleo Springs with power flashes. But Cleo Springs still has power. Likely continued tornado basically on Highway 8. There's the track of the tornado. Let's go to Mike Bennett. Power flashes, ongoing tornado, probably Highway 8 power flashes here, Mike.
Yeah, Mike. Okay, just about maybe a mile and a half north of Cleo Springs. Had a power flash. My highway's getting ready to turn back to the north, and the camera will be right back on it here. But has still got a tornado on the ground north of Cleo Springs. I believe it's going to probably be going to probably track east of Aileen. And let me see. Let me get up here. It's just kind of a mess up here, Mike, with all the precip. It's kind of just not a clear day where you've got just a clear shot of it. But what we have is we've got, just like we had west of Cleo Springs, we've got a very, very low cloud base. I'll tell you what, Mike, I think we have a wedge on the ground right up here, just to the west side, west side of the highway, crossing the highway right now. Yep, Mike. I believe that might be that's probably a pretty large tornado on the ground. Just crossed the highway, just right here. I have not seen a power flash when it crossed the highway, but that's it right there. It's just on the right-hand side of the, major cloud motion with it. And I will tell you, Mike, this tornado is flat moving. It's racing to the east, maybe northeast. So now we're going to have Helena's going to be in imminent danger here. I'll be a big tornado on the ground. Yeah, get right over there. I'm going to get around these trees here. I'm getting close enough now. I'm starting to get in the wraparound. The winds are getting very, very, very strong right here. And in fact, Mike, I'm going to go ahead and hold off here because we're getting really, really close to it here, and we've still got a lot of extremely rapid motion crossing the highway right in front of us. And oh my gosh, yeah, we're probably getting 80-mile-an-hour winds right here, Mike. Out of the, let me check my direction here. It's going to be out of the south, feeding into it, maybe southwest. So we got RFD winds wrapping around this thing, and right now thank goodness there's no precip falling with it. But my only road option, I've got to go north here quite a ways, Mike, to get to the highway that goes into Helena, and then I'm going to be behind the mezzo, and so it's going to be really hard to stay with this thing and keep a visual on it as it moves north, as it moves east. But right now I need to just kind of hang tight right here, let this wind calm down, make sure I don't have I don't know if you can hear the wind over my headset here, but it is flat cranking. So anyway, damaging tornado tracking towards Helena. Mike, back to you.
Okay, let's go back over to radar here. If you're just now joining us, ongoing tornado here coming up on the southeast side of Helena up to McWillie. It's what we call steady state. It's not making an effort to lift. There's a balance with this strong inflow coming in and the jet stream storm coming out from the west. So it's basically a steady state tornadic supercell, and the tornado's been on the ground now for about a half hour, and it's lifting up toward the east side of Helena, McWillie. It's going to have to jog to the east to directly impact Helena, although it's possible. It's lifting more to the northeast. It just crossed Highway 8, about 9 miles due north of Cleo Springs. It just crossed into Alfalfa County. This is the tornado right here. There's McWillie, and then here's Helena right here. So you see the hook. And man, powerful, powerful tornadic signature right there. Ongoing tornado, Mike Bennett. Wedge tornado, very large mesocyclone, a lot of low-hanging elements, could be multi-vortex in structure. Powerful mesocyclone with a strong tornado vortex signature right there in the middle. There's the path of the tornado, traveled west of Fairview, and then just west of Orienta, west side of Cleo Springs with power flashes. Cleo Springs still has power, which is really good. Now it's just east of Helena, just crossed Highway 8. And debris detector here still showing. You look for the dark blue right here, still showing debris lifting out of Major County into southern Alfalfa County. That blue right there is the debris detector, still showing lofted debris. So it's still on the ground. Let's go to Mike Bennett here, update live. So, Mike, are you going to go north and then east toward Helena?
Yeah, Mike, right now I'm just crawling. We are in visibility's down to 0. I can just barely see past the hood, and what I'm trying to be careful of is we had a tornado across the highway, right? Okay, just cleared out. We could not see anything, and I was worried I was going to drive into some power lines. We haven't come across any damage yet, and I'm really surprised by that. I'm looking at the road signs, but we back there just a second ago, right when you came to me, we were getting hit with 80-mile-an-hour west winds, and so now we're trying to work our way up to the I don't remember what that highway number is that goes east into Helena, but that's where we're trying to get to right now. But right now, no damage. We're getting in some hail now, too. Got some hail wrapping around the back side of it. And so but we're still strong winds. We're probably still getting 60-mile-an-hour winds right here, but a while ago they were probably close to 80. Back to you.
Powerful signature right here, McWillie, and it may go west of Helena. It's going to be very close. Mike Bennett is up on the wraparound on the northwest side and the west side of the tornado itself. So he's traveling north on Highway 8. So, Mike, I have to ask you, looking off to your east right now, you basically, it tracked right in front of you, right? Directly in front of you to your northwest, north, and now northeast. Now you're coming up on the west side of it, going north on Highway 8. Have you seen any power flashes or any additional signs of it to your east? I know your visibility is almost down to nothing.
Right. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, no power flashes. We've been looking over to the east. Still no damage either on this highway, which is absolutely amazing. But, yeah, it crossed the highway. I'm going to say we were probably about a mile south of it. It's hard to tell at night, but based on the motion that we were allowed to see in the cloud motion and then the motion in the tornado, we were probably about a mile, maybe a mile and a half at the most on the south side of it. And then we got hit with the inflow jet slammed into us, and then we got hit with the wraparound. And that's when we kind of backed off and just let it pass. And now our visibility is kind of in and out. We still got a ways to go to get to that that highway goes east, but we'll do our best. And this thing will lift. If it moves to the northeast and passes west of Helena, then we'll be back on the south side of it here shortly. Back to you.
Okay, let's go back over to radar here. So it's moving northeast, northeast at about 37, 38 miles an hour. There's Helena. Here's Jet. So tell folks in Jet, if it keeps going, it's going to be very close to Jet, not too far down the road. Great Salt Plains up here in Alfalfa County. Waukeeta right up here, Nash. Here's Nash, Grant County right here. Jet, Helena, tornado. Just east of Highway 8. Still looks to be on the ground. Just south. It's going to basically go over the very small town of McWillie. And we're talking about a tiny, very, very small town here. Ranch homes in through here. But it looks like it's going to go basically over McWillie. And we don't want to have a home get hit and the folks not know it's coming, right? So they got to be in their safe spot, below ground, storm cellar, basement. A lot of folks have small storm cellars in northern Oklahoma. You got to be there. McWillie here, just to the west of Helena. There's the hook, and there's your time of arrival. McWillie at 9:12. It's 9:07 right now, so 5 minutes. And then near and to the west of Helena, very close and just to the west of Helena at 9:18, and then Jet by 9:32. So Jet. And then up toward Waukeeta, here's Pond Creek and Medford here in Grant County. So it's going to travel into western Grant County here, very close to Waukeeta. It still has baseballs with it, just southwest of Helena near McWillie. Let's go to western Oklahoma here. These have not produced any tornadoes in western Oklahoma. That's good. The Supercell north of Elk City is just kind of steady state with golf balls. There is a tornado warning approaching Vinson and Willow and Eric and Carter eventually out of the Texas Panhandle. That's a confirmed tornado on the ground there north of Wellington, Texas, traveling toward northern Harmon, Beckham, and northern Greer counties. Let's go to Connor Toon near and north of Elk City right now. Hailer there, golf balls.
Yeah, Mike, we're pulled off of Highway 34 north of Elk City, south of Hammond. I'm going to call this storm the Hammond storm. It's kind of been on a weakening trend since we turned north onto this road. We're just south of it with the camera pointed at it. The structure is not quite as pronounced as it was, and it does look like the hail sizes have been coming down as well on this storm. Back to you, Mike.
Okay, so here's a storm track on that for you folks around Hammond. So it's got quarters to almost golf balls. It's weakened just a bit steadily over the past half hour, which is good. Hammond here up toward Butler, and then Putnam and Taloga, and then eventually Oakwood and Thomas up here in Custer County and Dewey County. And then back here to the west, traveling near and just north of Wellington, confirmed tornado here. So heads up for you folks in Beckham County near and north of Vinson, and up toward Texola and Eric and Sayre. Sayre there by around 10:20, 10:25 or so. Eric by about 10, maybe a little bit sooner than that. It's currently 10 minutes after 9. So confirmed tornado there near and north of Wellington. Right now, just to the northwest of Wellington. Enhanced risk continues for all of western Oklahoma. Continued tornado threat for the rest of this evening, especially in the orange shaded area and up here in Alfalfa County. Back over to Mike Bennett with an update near Helena in Alfalfa County. Mike?
Right at that confirmed tornado warning.
Okay, Mike, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, all right, Mike. Yeah, we're crawling back to crawling again. Where visibility is down to zero. We're trying to get to that highway that goes east to McWillie and also Helena, and Highway 45, I guess it is. And but we've been looking over there. We have not seen any power flashes. But I will tell you, Mike, the wind field around the tornado, if it's on the ground, if you're lucky enough to not get a direct hit from the tornado, the wind field around the tornado is going to cause quite a bit of damage, because there's a strong. If it's as powerful as it was back in the Cleo Springs area, then it's going to have a strong inflow jet. It's going to have a strong RFD. So you're going to have 80 mile an hour. Okay, I'm getting ready to turn right. Found the highway here. But you're going to have damaging winds around the tornado, too, on the back side of it, south of it, and also on the southeast side of it. Back to you.
Okay, so you're turning eastbound on the highway going through McWillie to Helena, right?
Yeah, that's correct, Mike. I just turned east on it right now. And so but pardon me, the heavy precip, the wraparound precip it's between me and where the tornado's going to be. So unless the tornado's hanging out the back side of it, quite a ways back of the back side of it, we're going to look to our east and southeast and see if we can see it. But right now I'm still in heavy rain, and if I keep driving east, I'm going to just drive into the rain. So we're going to do our best we can to get another visual of it. It's going to move and eventually lift north and east of this highway, and so we should be back on the south side of it, back on the southeast side of it later, and then we got some more road options then. Back to you.
Okay. The rotation may be weakening a little bit now. Let's hope that it is. Let's go back over to radar here and check it out. So the tornado warning continues. Still a possible tornado here just south of McWillie, traveling near and just to the west of Helena, moving northeast at around 37, 38 miles an hour. It's either weakening or cycling, but the swirl with the hook is now coming in basically into McWillie, and Mike Bennett is 2 miles east of 8, so he's about 2 miles away from where that circulation is going to cross the highway right in front of him. So he's looking to the east, so he's very close to it. We'll go to velocities here, and it looks like it's cycling a little more to the east and maybe redeveloping a bit more to the east. And that's not very good for Helena. That's a bad thing for Helena. You see the tornado track there, the red, the tornado track, and then it kind of weakens, and now it's redeveloping here farther east. It's taking a bit of a jump to the east. So that puts Helena more potentially very close. And we're talking about minutes away now, not very many, just minutes away. Could be just to the west. Looks like it cycled down. Now it's coming right back up again. Now it's coming right back up again. Mike Bennett, a mile east, 2 miles east of McWillie, and 1.5 west of Helena. Tornado likely redeveloping right now. What do you see?
Okay, yeah, Mike, I'll tell you what, we had a clear slot there for a minute. We had some pretty good visibility. Now we're back in the heavy rain again. But we shouldn't be too far from McWillie. I'm going to guess we're probably maybe 2 or 3 miles, maybe less than that from there. I know exactly where it's at. I just don't know. It's dark out here. We're in heavy rain, so it's hard to, tell exactly where you are at times. But we're looking straight west. I'm sorry, we're looking straight east, looking right into the teeth of it. And if we're going to have this, is going to be a power flash, we're going to see it. Haven't seen a power flash. We're starting to get where I can actually see some structure now. I can see the base of it. As long as the rain will, if we keep the rain away from us for just a few minutes, we're starting to see the base of the storm. And but I'll tell you what, we're far enough back that I'll tell you what, Mike. Let me. I'm on the left side of the highway here, on the north side of the highway. Got a very large lowering right there, and I'm not sure if that's going to be the tornado or not, but it's a very large lowering. I can't see the base of, can't see ground level yet. We're at McWillie right now, Mike. Just passing through McWillie, and let me get past the elevator here. Get past some of these lights. There's a few homes here in McWillie, and of course there's farm homes scattered around McWillie. But we're coming out of here now. We ought to be able to see it. I think it's going to be north of the highway, northeast of McWillie right now. And let me get up here, just kind of waiting on lightning, but also have to wait on the trees to clear out. But we're going to be on the south side of it. Our winds, what's our winds doing right here, Kyle? Is it Palm, I believe, isn't it? Yeah. So we're on the back side. I'll tell you what, Mike, I think. Oh yeah, right here, Mike. Large tornado on the ground.
Yeah.
Just north of this highway. Highway 45. It's going to be west of Helena, and large cone on the ground.
Yeah, you're not very far away from it, Mike. You're less than a mile and a half away from it. It's north of the highway, and this is going to be 2.5 to 3 miles west-northwest of Helena. Moving to the northeast. Notice it's changing shape quickly. That is a confirmed tornado there. Looks to be possibly multi-vortex in structure. Not very far away from Mike Bennett at all. Look at that. Fairly good-sized tornado. Go Mike Bennett.
Yeah, Mike, multiple vortex. I'm going to turn the pickup here so we get the look shot straight out the windshield. We're going to have wraparound coming around on us. So it's going to cut us off, but large multiple vortex. I'm going to say, Mike, the rotation, the circulation on the ground is probably at least a quarter mile wide. It's multiple vortex, okay, but it's the whole area that's hitting the ground there is probably at least a quarter mile wide, maybe close to half mile.
Yeah, that's a big tornado right there, and it's changing shape very quickly. You got a vortex here and a vortex here, and they're changing shape very fast, occasionally filling in and occasionally separating. And this is going to be just about 2.5 miles to the northwest of Helena. It's moving northeast, so it should stay to the northwest and north of Helena. You folks in Jet, it's heading your way. Jet, Oklahoma, it's heading your way. Large tornado on the ground, multi-vortex in structure. Go Mike Bennett.
Okay, yeah, Mike, still on the ground, still multiple vortex. There's a lot of subvortices rotating around now. We've got a lot of precip coming in on us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Helena, and we're going to lose it for just a couple of minutes while I'm in town. But I've got a highway that goes north that will come out west of Jet, and we'll be on it. But we'll be able to track this thing, as it goes north, as long as I can stay out of the precipitation. But right now, still large tornado on the ground, and it's not as much of a multiple vortex. It's starting to wedge out, Mike. It looks like now it's moving far enough. Okay, I'm gonna have to get on into town. Precepts cutting my visibility off, so I got to get. If I'm going to stay with it, I got to get into Helena.
Okay, let's go back over to radar really fast. We're zoomed on in here. So here's Helena right here. Here's the tornado right here. So there are your section line roads. See that? So the highway north out of Helena. Anybody up here? It's heading directly toward you. Large multiple vortex tornado. 1 mile, 2 miles, and a quarter west and a mile north of Helena is where it is. On the highway north of town, very dangerous. That's where it's tracking. This is the road up here toward Jet. This is Alfalfa County. That's the tornado right there. Just crossed the highway right there in front of Mike Bennett. You just saw that live. And the rotation is increasing and getting much, much stronger. You saw it was multi-vortex and large, and the tornado track path is picking back up again there on the west-northwest side of Helena, and a debris signature. You saw the tornado. It's lifting debris. Let's hope it didn't hit anything between McWillie and Helena. Debris signature, that dark blue patch you see right there. It's heading up here toward Jet. You folks in Jet, that's where it's heading. There's the tornado, large and powerful tornado right there, just northwest of Helena. Look at that. Go Mike Bennett.
Okay, yeah, Mike, we're coming in on Helena. I think we're about 2 miles from coming into town here, maybe less than that. It's to my north. I'm in heavy precepts, so I'm having to focus on driving. I'm just glancing out over my left shoulder here. Based on the velocities we saw a minute ago, I know it's still on the ground. I've not seen any power flashes up in there, but it's just a large tornado tracking towards Jet. And so Jet, everybody in Jet, you've got time. You don't have a lot of time, okay, because this thing is really trucking along. But you've got time to get to your safe spot. And later on from Jet would be, I guess, next in line, possibly Waukeeta, Manchester area. Mike, back to you.
Yeah, let's hope it didn't hit anything there on the highway, Mike, because it plumed up a debris. You basically were showing it to us live. It plumed up a debris there once it crossed the highway. So that would be about halfway between McWillie and Helena. We're showing a plume. Let's go over to radar. A plume of debris right here. The dark blue goes really dark. See that? The really dark blue. Right as it passed the highway, see that? Boom, right there. Something got hit right here, and it plumed up. Tough to say what that is, but that's a core of debris being lofted. Right there, that dark blue right there. There's the highway. Mike Bennett, we're showing it to you. It was as he was showing you the tornado. Something got hit right in through there. Let's hope everybody's okay, and it was not a structure where anybody lives. So there's Jet right here. So it's heading up toward Jet. Powerful signature right there. Mike's going to go into Helena, then go north. Okay, so it's heading up toward Jet. It will travel north of Helena on the highway. So, Mike, something did get hit between McWillie and Helena. Don't know what it was, but it sure plumed up a core of debris.
Yeah, Mike, it probably wasn't anything on the highway. I don't believe I passed any farm homes, right on the highway, except for when I went through McWillie, and I did not see any damage. And the amazing thing is, I've seen this thing cross the highway twice now, and I haven't seen any damage from it. It's just, the power lines are still up. Helena's still got power right now. We've had, small debris blowing across the highway and in some of the wind field around the tornado. But I'm talking like tumbleweeds and limbs and that kind of thing. But I'm passing through Helena right now. I'll be coming out on the north side of it here, so we should have probably one of the best views of it I've had all evening, because we're going to be on the south side of it if it's still on the ground. But we're passing through Helena right now, and we'll be coming out on the north side of it. But I'm going to say Mike is probably still on the ground just based on the velocities we saw just a couple of minutes ago. Back to you.
How far from Helena are you right now, Mike?
I'm in Helena, Mike. Right now, I'm just getting ready to come out on the north side of Helena right now.
Okay, take another visual there for us. What do you see up there to your north?
Well, just coming out, just getting out away from the city lights here. A lot of lightning up in there. Okay, and I should have. Right now, there's some rain. I think there's quite a bit of rain between me and where the tornado would be. I'm gonna go ahead and just creep north. I believe it's going to be still west of what I'm not sure what this highway is that goes north out of Helena, but it's still going to be to my west. So, getting hit with some precip here. Let me pull off here, right, Mike, is where I could
58
look up in there.
Northbound.
Yeah, I want to be real careful not to drive up in there too far, because I believe it's still to my west. Then I believe it did just miss Helena to the northwest. And right now we're at heavy precip, got a very low cloud base with a lot of rain that's obscured my view, that's wrapping around it. So this thing may be coming rain wrapped. But right now I'm not seeing any power flashes. We're looking for that. Our winds right here, Kyle, what are the winds doing? Okay, look at maybe 15, 20 mile hour winds out of the south.
Okay,
so
let's go over to the debris detector. Mike Bennett, we're gonna show you something here coming up for your safety here. Okay, so it plumed up debris on the east side of McWillie, and now the tornado has debris in it right there. See that ball? That's a debris ball right there. There's debris in the circulation right there. So here's Helena. We'll zoom way in. So 1 mile, between 1 mile and 2 miles north of Helena, closer to 2, is where it's going to track across 58. I believe 58 north here out of Helena. That's the tornado. It's got debris in it still. Okay, so it's still on the ground. That's the debris detector. That's a debris ball right there, and it's it's a half a mile wide. See that? This is a mile. It's between a half a mile and 3/4 of a mile wide, that debris. And it's centrifuging out, like when it spins down, it goes like this, right? Which makes it look bigger than perhaps the vortex is, but that's up to 3/4 of a mile wide. Go, Mike Bennett.
Okay, hey, we got it on the ground here. It's northwest of Helena. I'm going to back up here, Kyle. Make sure I don't back into the ditch or off of culvert. I'm going to try to give you an angle. Okay, change the pickup angle here. It's I knew something was going on because my winds started kicking up, and I was getting RFD southwest winds kicking up. I'm seeing the left side of the wedge, and I tell you what, Mike, I think maybe this thing. Well, I may have to be really careful here because this thing may have turned right on us.
It has turned right. It's leaning more to the right. It's going to be a mile and a half due north of Helena is where it is, about to cross the highway.
We're right here, Mike. We're probably, I'm going to say we're probably about a mile southeast of it right now, maybe a mile and a half southeast of it. And we're not but half a mile on the north side of Helena right now. But it's a large wedge tornado.
It looks like a wedge from here. I mean, my visibility's not that great because I've got a lot of precip between me and it. But I'm seeing the power flash, big power flash right there. Another big power flash, and
Jet, you folks in Jet, listen, it's red line, center line for you. You folks in Jet, it's red line, center line for Jet. Don't take this lightly. Could be 3/4 of a mile wide, not impossible. Don't take this lightly, you folks in Jet. Call them or text them in Jet, Oklahoma. It's red line, center line for Jet. Go, Mike Bennett.
Go. All right, Mike. Yeah, it's tell you what, this thing is huge. I'm seeing the backside of it. The backside of it is probably about maybe, I don't know, a 1/4 mile west of the highway, and then it's crossing the highway right in front of us right now. Okay, we've had multiple